Daniel Upker, you got a story for the people. What
Yeah.
is going on?
Okay, so speaking of terrible governorship that borders on criminal, if the laws were written any fair way, Florida's only paying out about 5% of the jobless claims. Let's talk about that.
Wow.
So, as Ron DeSantis, which is the Republican governor,
There he is.
rejects pleas to increase unemployment benefits for hundreds of thousands of workers hit by coronavirus closings, the state is spending only a small number of jobless residents on any aid at all. Oh, sending, I should say. The coronavirus pandemic has delivered a knockout punch to the state's economy because they have a lot of tourism, obviously. Where was I? Promoting labor groups and Democratic politicians to call on Florida to raise its $275 cap on weekly unemployment. That's not that different from what we were talking about yesterday, and that's just Florida being Florida. Anyway, so which amounts to one of the lowest amounts in the country and extended the number of weeks that people can collect aid. DeSantis has said that he lacks the legal authority, which we're about to get to a little bit later in the story. It's just an outright lie. He's just not going to do it, and he's just bitching out. Where was I? He said he lacks legal authority to make the moves, which again is a lie. Standing firm, even though he has used his emergency power to shut down non-essential surgeries, push back tax collection deadlines, and other sweeping moves. As DeSantis has refused to make the benefits more generous, only about 5% of applicants for aid in the past month have actually received payments from the state. Of the 650,000 people who applied for unemployment benefits since March 15th, 33,600 have received payments. Former Governor Charlie Crist in 2010 used his emergency powers to extend temporary unemployment benefits without the legislature's approval. So there's the proof right there, and there is no new law that I'm aware of that has changed any of that. So here we have it's terrible time that we're in where things are happening, and Florida's just Florida manning, and they're like, we don't care. Here's the thing: a lot of their money again is in tourism, and they just don't want to pay the workers. Let's just be real. They don't want to pay seasonal workers, and a lot of the rest of their money is in retirement communities who I'm sure can pay for themselves as long as they survive.
Yeah. Okay. So again, no excuse. I mean, look, for a lot of workers right now, especially those that work in like tourist communities, you know, they're being hit hard right now. There's nobody going out. There's no one right now enjoying the summer. And of course, while there's a lot of talk and a lot of hype around April 30th being the last day, and then Donald Trump is talking about opening up, the country back up for business. You know, again, I would like that to happen. I want to go back to the studio. I want to make sure these cases go down. But sadly, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. I can't predict the future. But the very fact that you have a governor saying, oh, we can't take care of our people. Don't give me that BS. Right now, our Congress just bailed out the top 1%, the Wall Street executives, the major corporations. They magically somehow found the money to take care of them and bail them out and give us the measly crumbs of $1,200. I don't want to hear that excuse that you don't have the money. I don't want to hear that excuse that you can't take care of your workers because, you know, hey, governor, sooner or later, you're going to need the people of your state to step up and help you out. But I guarantee you this, no one's going to want to after you just basically threw them all under the bus. John.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know a lot about the way Florida politics work. So
it's a little bit swampy.
I don't believe that this is just like sheer stupidity from the governor. I mean, I understand there's a lot of dumb governors going around these days.
When he was elected, this is along the lines of what he talked about when he was elected. This is his ideology.
Well, okay. You know, like I wonder what the actual calculus is, like what he considers an acceptable loss, what he considers, you know, acceptable homelessness, like how much poverty does he consider actual, you know, like not a big deal for him, a big deal for his state before he has to face the music of $275 a week not being enough for people to survive.
So I would venture a guess that this has to do with businesses that pay him a lot of money in campaign fees. not wanting to have to pay their unemployment.
Well, yeah,
charges.
Disney's there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can do what the mouth says.
Disney, Universal Studios. I mean, none of them really want to pay or take care of their workers. And see, this is what happens when we have a privatized society where the top 1% can buy our elected officials. Because remember, because of money in politics, because of Citizens United and McCutcheon's decision, we have elected leaders that are bought by these lobby groups, by Wall Street executives and major corporations that pass laws that basically benefit them, those who are part of the top 1%. So when you hear this kind of governor basically say, "Oh, we can't take care of our workers, we don't have enough money," it's a lie that he's saying. But the only reason why he's lying is because his number one constituents, the top 1%, are basically telling him to say that because they're being cheapskates and they're just not wanting to, spend their money to take care of their workers. So this is why we have to change this electoral system. This is why we have to step up and get involved. This is why there should be now's the perfect time for a national strike against these major corporations, because they all got bailed out and we only got bailed out just once. Hey, $1,200? It's supposed to last us, what, 10 weeks?
10 weeks.
10 weeks. 10 weeks. Wow, guys.
Hey, don't
10
spend
weeks.
it all in one place.
I'll try not to, Daniel. I'll try not to. But I mean, this is a lie, and people need to start getting mad. People have to stop being afraid and hero worshiping these politicians and just assuming that everything is going to be okay. Everyone needs to get this right now. You're being screwed by the Democrats and the Republicans. They don't care about you. They don't care about you. And the reason why they don't care about you is because they are friends with each other. And yeah, you might see them debate each other back and forth, but at the end of the day, they know the same people in Wall Street, in the big banks, in the major corporations, and they're friends. It's just one big show, one big club, and we're not part of it. And yet we're the ones that are supposed to maintain a checkbook, pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, and just work, work, work. I'm tired of that cult of work. It's time for us to get bailed out. It's time for us to get our fair share.
I just want to say that I personally find this all offensive. I mean, $128 is perfect. I mean, my rent's only $300 a month, and my food costs. I mean, I buy a nickel for all the candy I have.
Wow, man, that must have been something in the 1900s, Daniel.
I was gonna say,
and you could take the trolley back and forth from the north side to the south side of Chicago.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Can we real fast? Can we pull up Mr. Dread My Pockets comment? It's a little up.
Sure. Hold on. Let me give me one second here.
So yeah, I'm coming to you guys
from
the 1930s, everyone.
Okay, hold on. Mr. Dread, in my pocket, they're likely trying to cause financial hardship so that it will force people back to work and attempt to restart the economy. They won't force you back, but leave people no other choice. Actually, here's the choice. We all get together and burn this system down. We all get together and do a national strike. I know it seems like an impossible task, and I know for a lot of people, you're afraid. Stop being afraid. This system is abusing us. And do you stay in an abusive relationship? If you have a partner that's constantly spitting on you, kicking you, demeaning you, taking your money, taking your car, crashing it, making you pay the bill. I mean, come on, do you stay with that person? I know a lot of people are used to being, are like afraid to leave an abusive relationship. But the way our government, our state governments are treating us, enough is enough. The French don't take this. The British don't take this. The Germans don't take this.
They have a labor party. They have workers and labor parties.
Yeah, that's actually the point I wanted to make. I mean, that's good that we were able to highlight that comment, because that's the one thing that I was thinking in my head. You're going to keep depriving people of, the essentials that they need, the money that they need to pay rent or food. And when people get desperate, this is when people are going to start to really, I mean, yeah, this might be a way to force people to get back into work, but some other people might not react that same way. I mean, they might use that to, again, do things that maybe they typically wouldn't do until they're forced to act a certain way. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. So we just got to keep pushing forward, though. But we can't be stuck in this cult of work. We can't be stuck in this mentality of just working until we die. I mean, is that living? Is that living to all of you? I don't like that idea. I don't like the idea that right now we're all in debt and we're all supposed to work, and that somehow we're going to make it. I mean, open your eyes. The system is falling apart and nothing is working correctly. That whole lie of neoliberalism that, just, work 2 jobs, you'll get a house, you get a car, you'll live your best life. No, it's one big lie. The system is falling apart, and we don't owe it to the top 1% anything. We don't owe them a goddamn thing. They owe us. Remember that.